Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Ghost, and today we're going to play some Uncharted 2 multiplayer as I run around with Skelzor. And I'm going to tell you a story, but let me give you a little backstory on some Uncharted really quick before I get into that. I'm using Skelzor the skeleton. He's a very intimidating character. When you have a skeleton with glowing red eyes running at you, you tend to be a little hesitant. So, I like to use Skelzor as a pretty cool cat. And also, this gameplay was in total about 15 minutes. Cut down the slow parts, got right into the action to keep you guys entertained as I tell my little story. Nice little double kill there. So I was thinking last night, after about 6 or 7 beers, I was like, man, what is my most embarrassing moment that I can think of as of late? And then it came to me. There's this one time where I was with my girlfriend, and it was about 4 years ago, and we went to this girl's house. She used to have a bunch of house parties, you know, crazy stuff like that. And the house was like kind of old, and the upstairs was basically like an open loft. You know, there weren't like separate rooms, and the rooms that were kind of separated didn't have doors. It was just this huge open area. So that's where everyone went and had a drink and watched movies and all that jazz. And I was thinking, this moment really was embarrassing, and I handled this really badly. So, you know, we get there, we start drinking, there's probably 40 or 50 people downstairs, and then me and my girlfriend, we get kind of incapacitated at the point where we don't want to drive 45 minutes back home, which really is the safe decision. You know, don't be embarrassed to ask someone if you can, you know, crash on their floor if you don't want to drive, because I've had some bad experiences with that. So we're both kind of incapacitated, right? And I'm just like, do you mind if we like chill on your fold-out bed upstairs, you know, for the night, since it's already like 4 a.m. I don't feel like driving. I'm still kind of drunk. She's like, yeah, no problem at all. So her and her boyfriend go into the other adjacent room in the upstairs loft, which is still open, you know, without a door, but, you know, they just went and passed out. They didn't go fuck wildly or something crazy that you're expecting. So me and my girlfriend, we pull out this couch, you know, we get comfortable, and me, usually when I have a beer or two, I pee like 6 times. Something's wrong with me. I don't know what it is. I'll have one beer and then I'll literally go piss 4 times. So, you know, after drinking all night, I have to pee consistently. So, you know, I venture downstairs and I find the bathroom, which is already a mess because, you know, after parties, you know, people really don't care about your house if it's not theirs. So it's a mess. So I walk in there. And like as I was walking downstairs, I felt like really bad. I felt like this bubbling in my stomach, not like the I want to shit, but like I feel like I want to vomit. I want to just spew everywhere. So I get downstairs, and you know, just like every drunk person, they go in and they grab, you know, the left side of the sink and the right side of the sink, and you just kind of just like stand there and prepare to have your stomach turn inside out. So I'm sitting there and I'm holding it, and like I want to throw up. Because at this point, you feel so shitty, you just want to throw up. You want to get it out of your system so it'll make you feel better. At some points, I purposely make myself throw up in the past just to make myself feel better. Because all that beer and liquor, if it like curdles in your stomach, it's a bad experience and you feel like shit. And if you just get it out, you know, you'll feel a lot better. So I'm sitting there, you know, I walk downstairs, find my way in this dark place that I really don't have any navigational idea of where stuff is, but I know what the bathroom is because I went to the bathroom previously as the party was going on. So I get there and I grab one side of the sink and I grab another side of the sink and I just stand there and I'm like, come on, and I don't want to, you know, do the weird thing and stick my fingers down my throat because that's just weird. It's got this weird anorexic vibe, even though I'm not skinny. So I'm sitting there, and then like I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm just like, this sucks. This is a bad experience. I'm never drinking again, and I feel like I'm dying. So I tighten my grip on this sink, you know, left, right, and I'm tightening, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the sink collapses. It collapses, and I'm still holding on to it. It goes straight to the floor because it's a big, like, pedestal-based sink, and it just falls. And I'm holding on to each side of the sink, and I'm just like flabbergasted at what's going on. And at this time, the piping that has, you know, the water flow, which is still turned on because I had the sink turned on, is spraying me right in the face. So I'm holding this gigantic sink, and just like out of sheer terror, and I'm getting sprayed in the face with water, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, if I let this go, am I gonna fall through the earth? Like, what's going on here? So I set the sink down, and the water spraying me in the face, and me having some sense of what's going on, I turn off the water. It's got the little turn knob, so I turn it off, but it's still coming out. I'm constantly turning it to the right and to the right, and I'm just like, oh, and I'm starting to freak out because I'm like, I really hope no one upstairs hears what's going on. Like, this fiasco is so bad. So I'm sitting there, the sink's on the ground, and there's water still leaking, but not, spraying, pouring out. There's like a slow leak. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm drunk at this point. There's no possible way for this to be fixed right now. I'm just gonna go upstairs and go straight to bed. I'm just gonna pass out, and hopefully no one noticed me go downstairs so they can point the blame on me. So at this point, there's a slow leak in the water, and I go back upstairs and I lay down, and I'm like, I don't say anything. At this point, I don't say anything because I don't want people to know. It's embarrassing that I broke your sink. I just don't want you to know. So I go to sleep, and then the next morning I'm awoken by vacuum cleaners and just like mechanical stuff pumping out water. I'm just like, oh man, I flooded the bath. That's embarrassing. I should apologize, But, I walk downstairs, and the entire house is filled with water. I'm not talking like to the windows, but there's a good 2 or 3 inches of water, stagnant, disgusting shit water at the base of this house. And just like the owner of the house who came back at the time, the girl's parents were like, I know you had a party last night, but what in God's green earth is this? Like, why is my living room filled with water? And so me not really wanting to give myself up, I was like, I have no idea what this is. So the mystery still remains at this house that I completely flooded and just completely ruined their sink. And I thought that was pretty embarrassing, so I figured I'd share that with you. Thanks for listening, guys. My name is Ghost. Peace out.